And then he would commit suicide a few days after that show on the 7th, which kind of funny was just overshadowed because John Lennon was murdered the following day.
That's right. The following day, the biggest musician in the world just completely dwarfed this mumbling mess. Welcome to Every Album Ever with Mike and Alex. My name is Michael Mansour, and I'm joined, as always, over Skype because it's only a day later from the last episode for us. Co-host Alexander Volz. Say hello.
What we do is not very secret here.
It's absolutely not. You could see my bedroom. You could see Alex's bedroom. Full display.
This is my living room.
We have
I don't know why I did that in quotes.
I mean, it's very much a literal living room. It's not. There's nothing. What am I saying? This is.
I think you were going to explain what people are listening to.
I hate this intro. I hate this intro.
Plugs.
This is Every Album Ever, the podcast where we listen to every single album in the world, one artist at a time. That's a new discography, more or less per episode. And today we will be discussing
the Germs.
Yes, the lovable, sweet, charming, not at all annoying Germs. I'm excited.
It's been a long time since I've listened to them, so.
Me as well. But before we get into any of that, if you want to help us out, subscribe on youtube.com/everyalbumever, Apple Podcast, Spotify. Please leave a 5-star rating and review. Tell your friends, do all the things that will really help us not be as poor as we currently are, or you cannot. But please do, because that's better than not. Follow me on Instagram at Pope Jesse Ventura and Alex at
Mother Puncher. Shout out to the ice cream man.
Dude, you can hear it. God damn it. It picks up on Mike almost every episode.
I think it adds charm to the episodes.
It shows that I live in the ghetto, dude. That's exactly what it shows. Spotify playlist. Well, I mean, okay, again, just like the last episode, one album discography, essentially. I'm assuming we're just going to throw as many of the songs on the playlist as possible. Whatever. You can find
as many songs as I like.
There we go. You can find a link in the description of wherever listening or watching, as well as playlists associated with every single other episode for the most part. You can find everything at everyalbumever.com, links to merch, whatever. Last plug, swear to God, patreon.com/everyalbumever for bonus episodes, early access to the Loose End series, 20% off all merch. What am I saying? Fucking jumping the line. You want to jump the line when requesting an artist so we can talk about it sooner for some reason, you can do that. We have our second Patreon requested episode coming up in a few weeks that we're going to be recording maybe this week if we can actually squeeze it in, hopefully. So do that. That would be nice. You don't have to. We're here anyway. We're always going to be here. We have nothing else, and that's good. It's good for everyone.
Yeah. And
oh no, don't do it. Don't. No.
What?
You got the orange. You got the orange Faygo. Oh, he's chugging it. What's the verdict?
That's the best one.
Is it? That's the only one I had.
They all have the same, starts off strong and then
fizzles,
turns into a medicine-y.
Yeah.
This one, I'll do one more.
All right.
That one is drinkable, but just barely.
Okay.
The other two, god awful.
Is it? So Faygo has been 3 episodes in a row. We've been discussing and drinking Faygo. I have so many left, dude. I have so many left.
I have no more flavors left.
Okay, so the thing, I'm assuming the reason people love that is the same reason you love anything bad. It's just
Is it cheap? Is it cheap? Probably.
I don't know. Probably. I'm gonna go ahead and. I don't think it's much of a stretch to assume that Faygo is cheap, but because I don't know about you, but I grew up drinking not just Shasta Cola, which I drank the shit out of Shasta Cola. I drank the even cheaper, the even grimier and syrupier Stars and Stripes Cola, which you only found at this little. I'm hesitant to say mom and pop because I don't think any of them were related, but they sure shit didn't speak English, and that's the only place I found Stars and Stripes Cola. It was like a dime for a 6-pack. I am not a healthy guy. I wasn't raised well.
My older sister, her ex-husband,
He
was an RC Cola guy, which is a weird fucking
That's
choice.
trash. That's trash. Yeah, that's garbage. Dude, RC Cola? The thing is, I also drank that. I kept my grandma's and stuff because I didn't see it as inferior to Coke. I just thought, I was like, oh, this is just this is blue Coke. This is blue Coke that's not Pepsi.
Let me tell you, Faygo is in its own category. Like, it's not, I don't know. It's just like a lot of gross things I understand. We're Taco Bell fans. You had your sweatshirt.
I literally have a Taco Bell hoodie. Thank you, Daniel. It was a gift from my friend Daniel.
I'll fuck around with an Arby's roast beef and cheddar.
Man, it's pretty bad. Yeah.
So I understand gross things.
Yeah.
I don't understand Faygo.
We're not born in the right place at the right time. It's not meant for us. It's okay. We still have Shasta for some reason. Thank God I don't drink soda anymore. I feel awful. Like, I feel sick just even thinking about it. Shit. Oh, so the Germs, I sprung this on you literally last minute. I said, hey, let's just do the Germs tomorrow instead of what we had planned. Cause it's, it's not one album. It's one album and a few things, but it's all compiled onto one CD. It's literally an hour-long discography. It's a pretty important band, pretty important punk band. And surprisingly enough, this is going to be the weirdest thing I've said. That's stupid. Not weird. If you're a fan of the show, this is surprising. I didn't listen to a whole lot of Germs in my youth.
Interesting.
I was obsessed with hardcore punks, obsessed with the entire punk scene, listened to pretty much every band, heard the Germs, was fine with the Germs, never really listened to the full thing more than once.
And I think this may have been like the first album I purchased from Amoeba Records.
Oh, okay. Really?
Not ever.
Yeah.
Just like my first Amoeba purchase, because for those who don't know, that is gigantic. It's so overwhelming.
Yeah.
I'm so overwhelmed. Just let me grab something, and I'll come and live in this place for the next until I die, probably.
Oh, dude! When I first discovered Amoeba, and by discovered I mean I was taken there by someone else. That became Toys R Us for me. That was like, that was the best treat I could possibly get. Was like, okay, we're going to Amoeba. I'm like, I mean, it's like, because I also grew up, because we're fucking relics in the age of Tower Records, and I lived right near one. And I would literally ditch school and just hang out at Tower Records. I mean, everyone did pretty much. And like that's basically all I had was Tower Records. And let's just say they didn't have a whole lot of shit. They really didn't have anything. So going to Amoeba where they have most things. Of course, when I got super niche into whatever, like Amoeba stopped having what I wanted. But if for like a starting point, that's like the place.
Also, I like the idea that me and you were hanging out in the same Tower Records at the same time.
Yep.
And
did not know each other.
Didn't know we were going to be friends.
That's so crazy. That's wild. So the Germs. Oh man. So actually, this is kind of neat. How many of the first Decline of Western Civilization bands have we covered so far? That's 3, right? Or is it more? X, Black Flag, now the Germs.
Yeah, and then I think the other ones are just kind of
and Fear.
Oh
shit, man, we've done 4. So all we need now really is a Circle Jerks, and the other ones are like there's no discographies. It's like a few singles. Yeah. I think as soon as we do Circle Jerks, that'll wrap it up, dude.
We've done it, and then we move on to the Decline of Western Civilization 2.
No, over my dead fucking body, Alex. God damn, everyone needs to watch that movie because it's so disgusting and cringy, but it's actually entertaining in all the wrong ways. It's like really gross.
I feel like those 2 movies need to be in the Criterion collection, but they aren't, and it's just like I don't know who owns the rights to them, but whatever.
Yeah. Okay, so I keep deviating and getting off track. Germs. Very, very super duper influential. very, very super duper druggy and messy and trashy. Yeah.
I watched Decline of Western Civilization for the first time ever recently.
Mm-hmm.
And when I was done, I just texted you and I was like, holy shit, like Darby Crash just isn't on drugs. He has some sort of mental deficiency.
Darby Crash was retarded. He's absolutely like, he didn't use words. He just sort of mumbled sounds in his everyday life. The man is absolutely fucking stupid. It's so funny.
Yeah, I like to think these days, maybe someone would have caught that, and he wouldn't. You wouldn't have the germs because maybe he would have got the
help that he needed,
the care he needed. Yeah.
No, I'll be damned if that'll happen. Unfortunately, his stupidity and his drug use really helped the punk scene. Like, it really made a splash in that arena.
It's so weird. I kind of understand it because I remember being younger and in high school and like getting a kick out of like local bands who were just kind of there to piss everyone off.
Yeah.
So like I get that, but then like you grow up and you're like there's really no point.
It is the definition
of being
teen
abrasive for the sake of abrasive.
Yeah, that's entirely a teenage boy thing. A teenage boy thing. You get a few girls here and there, two teenage girls in this instance. Exactly. Yeah, like every once in a while, you'll get like this rare unicorn of a girl in there. But for the most part, it's really angry, pissed off boys who have no outlet and who just like breaking things. And I mean, I was the same way. I was just like, I just need some kind of a aggressive outlet, and people who do things to go ahead.
Oh yeah, and then somehow you trick people into letting you play loud instruments in their backyards or venues, and it
blows my mind how that really flew. Like, so like the fact that any punk band was able to, any of like the early hardcore scene, not so much like the Sex Pistols, Ramones punk, how any of the later ones got booked at all, because I mean, I guess they brought crowds, but like the amount of shit and damage and like just, oh my God, it's amazing that the punk scene existed. It's really amazing.
Yeah, they kind of go over that in Decline as well with some promoters. They're like, it's not worth it. Like, what, we're going to let them play and then I have to pay like $1,000 for repairs?
Yeah.
Like, what's the point?
Yeah. And yet even still, it made an impact, and we're talking about it 40 fucking years later. So yeah, God bless them, I guess. So I liked when I went back to the Germs for this episode, going back to the Germs, I did enjoy it. Can I see newbies enjoying it? Absolutely not. Like, and I still actually remember the first time I ever heard them, and it was before I was into punk. It was my brother had the CD lying around, and he was amazed that I didn't know that Pat Smear was their guitarist. Pat Smear from the Foo Fighters. Anybody who doesn't know that, he started in the Germs, and I had no idea. Like, I was so confused by that. I was like, who the hell are Germs? And I was a kid. And then he puts it on, and he puts on what we're going to talk about, the MIA Complete Anthology. And it starts with a little song called Forming. Okay. Mm-hmm. That is not the first song you show to someone hearing the Germs for the first time. That is not what you show a newbie. That song fucking blows. And I like it for nostalgia reasons. But like, as a kid, I was like, oh my God, this kid, like, he didn't show me the stuff where they were good. He just showed me that song, and I hated them.
Yeah. Yeah. I think, yeah, it's perfect teenage boy stuff, and then it's just kind of doesn't have the longevity that like a Black Flag does, or even the First Sphere album.
No,
it's just like, yeah, I grew up, but I remember getting into them because I was looking for like more dangerous or like trashy sounding punk bands.
Yeah. Yeah, all right.
And I didn't really have anyone to guide me.
Yeah.
And it's like, so this is great. Like, I don't know, your first punk rock CD.
Yeah.
It's a gateway drug if you're a scumbag and you want like something dangerous, but you're not really aware of other things.
I honestly think this is a bad gateway drug. It's for a gateway drug to a bad trip or something, because it's not like you can't find better examples of dangerous music, quote unquote. It's that this is Germs are, well, at least the recordings of the Germs are a very specific thing, because it's such an accurately recorded representation of what they were live, which is just a fucking mess. Complete and utter mess with Darby Crash, singer vocals, just slurring and just falling over himself and not even really, he sounds like he sounds like almost like the crazy cat lady from The Simpsons. He's just
or
nonsense. It's just mumbling nonsense.
Or like a Halloween decoration of like a mummy or something coming out of the crypt.
He sounds like Boris Karloff's Frankenstein's monster. Like it's just stupid and fucking. Yeah. But it's like, it's also like the most, like him being the worst singer of all time is actually an appeal. It's actually like, this was a junkie kid with no talent somehow becoming popular because he's just being the most authentic dude on stage, high as shit. It's something appealing about that in a really kind of, what's the word, like elementary, like raw, angsty way. Like, I just want to see something real. And coming off of fucking arena rock, there's nothing more real than this motherfucking drunk.
I get that too, that rock and roll was like very, very polished, especially at the time. And, going into the 80s, like we're on like the verge of hair metal here, which, dominated LA. So I could get the appeal of like, yeah, fuck these like Motley Crue motherfuckers. I'm just going to watch this intoxicated guy rub licorice on himself.
It's funny. It's like I think one of the Decline movies, they said that. It might have been the second one, where the punk scene, all the girls look like boys, and in the hair metal scene, all the guys look like girls. It's like, yeah.
I remember hearing that.
Interesting. So like we said, they technically have a regular kind of punk discography, 3 EPs and 1 full-length album. But they compiled it all into one giant CD called MIA, the Complete Anthology, which came out in 1993. We're going to be talking about that because it's got everything. It's a little complicated after the album ends on this compilation, like, because we'll get into it when we talk about it. The first EP was released 1977. The last EP was released 1981, but Darby Crash died in 1980. Should we talk about it now, or it doesn't really matter?
I guess we'll talk about it at the end.
All right. So
there's like some like more to tack on after the music.
Yeah.
After Darby.
Okay, so so like I said, this compilation, it's got everything and it's in chronological order. I don't believe that should have been done. So instead of putting on the opening track, which was the track that made me not a fan as a kid, I'm going to start with the opening track of the album. So this is What We Do Secret, and let us listen now. It's so funny how I'm calling this the song that people should listen to get into them.
Yeah, I would say it's good. It's like a 40-cent song.
Yeah, it's fun. It's cool. Darby never sounds better or worse than this. He's always this bad, I feel like. Okay, and that's the whole song.
There's some songs later on that are produced better, but yeah, I think if you want to call it the main course, it's catchy, and then you get his slurry mumbling mess. And then, the bulk of this album, GI, was produced by Joan Jett, of all people. So let's give a little bit of backstory. So before GI came out, GI is the album. GI came out in 1979. Before that, it was the Forming 7-inch, which was 77. And then after that was a Lexicon Devil EP. That was 78, I'm assuming. 78. And those, let's just talk about them chronologically, I guess. Sure.
They're all, those three sound way different from me. Like, they're all completely, like, you hear them getting more money, like, substantially.
Yes. Yes.
Forming is a fucking mess. It's a fucking mess. I think I've teased it too much. I kind of got to put on a little bit just because.
You're talking, yeah.
This is the song that I said is the worst introduction to the band, and you'll see why.
I mean, this is perfect, yeah, you're going to backyard gig music.
Yeah, this is a backyard gig song. It's awful, and I still enjoy it in this weird primal kid version of me that really likes punk, and like those lyrics. I'll never forget those fucking lyrics. So if you don't enjoy this, hey man, there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with not enjoying that. It's a little embryonic for even
also,
for punk standards.
I saw a lot of people regard this as the first like hardcore album.
And okay, so you're talking about GI.
Yeah.
So before we get to GI, Lexicon Devil, that song.
That's one of their best songs.
It's like their most famous song. If you've ever heard a Germs song, it's probably that one. And that the version that's everywhere is the version from the EP. It's not the version from the album. So
it's interesting to me how that song is about how he felt like it was easy to manipulate people, and some people would say he had like a charm about him. And I'm like, you guys have to be stupider than he is to think there's like
something charming about Darby. I never met him. I don't know. How could you say that, Alex? How do you know?
Oh, because I watched him fucking make like eggs.
That was pretty funny.
And I do kind of get that though. I've seen like a few like stupid people growing up, and people are just like, oh, he's a nice guy, everyone likes that guy. I'm like, that guy's a fucking moron.
Yeah, I mean, there's some stupid that actually is charming. There's like, I couldn't tell you a single example, but I bet, I don't know about his. Maybe someone felt that way about his stupid, or maybe they actually were stupid. Who knows? But wait, he said that in reference to the song?
Yeah, when I was looking at the lyrics, that's what the notes were. Because Lexicon at Devil, it's like your words, and that's what the subject is. And like you can kind of, you can like seduce people with your words and get them to do what you want.
It's so funny how we're calling this guy a moron, but we're talking about him 40 years after he died, and he like got a huge following, like inspired an entire movement. Like it was pretty much him. Like it was the Pat Smear is really like the guy. He's wrote all the music, and he's like the only, him and the drummer, like the band's talented. The band's actually good. Like it's just Darby that sucks, but it's also just Darby that people remember. It's like another fucking Sid Vicious thing. He fucking sucked. He was awful, but people like the stupid look and the aesthetic and the attitude. And that's all they latch onto. That's what causes, like, that's what makes movements, unfortunately.
Do you know what they were originally called? But they didn't call themselves this because it would be more expensive to print on T-shirts.
No, what?
The Sophistifucks and Revlon Spam Queens.
Wait, that's the full name?
Yeah.
Sophistifucks
like,
and Revlon Spam Queens.
Yeah, they're like, whoa. We don't have money to print that.
That's a long name. It's a bad name. it's a bad name. Oh, not the Germs is a greater name or better name, but like at least it's succinct.
Only 4 letters.
4 letters.
Oh, it's so funny because now like print is print, and it's like it wouldn't matter now. Yeah,
a lot of things don't matter now. You can kind of circumvent inventory costs altogether these days. It's fucking what a world we live in. But so okay.
Also,
go ahead.
Also, almost featured in Cheech and Chong's Up in Smoke, but I think they were deemed too rowdy.
Really interesting.
Yeah.
So, okay, who was anybody of note actually in there? Because I've seen the movie countless times, yet I don't remember if I recognize any of the bands.
Movie in so long, I don't even know what other punk bands are.
Yeah, like the scenes are playing in my head, but I can't attach them to anybody I recognize. But that would have been disaster. That would not have worked out well. Like it's a good thing they didn't put him in there. I can only imagine.
I mean, I think they filmed it. I just think it didn't like make it to the.
Oh, they didn't make the cut. Literally,
in the editing and stuff. Yeah. It's just like, oh, we don't want to deal with this. Mm-hmm. This is.
I get it. I mean, it's kind of its own. It's when it's a movie like that, which it's. The craziness is supposed to be the fictional shit with the 2 stars.
Yeah, that's true. That does make a lot of sense.
The Lexicon Devil EP is actually, I think it's actually a really solid EP. Circle 1 takes me back.
Yeah,
takes me back, man.
That's another banger of theirs.
And then one thing I have to mention, the intro to No God. It's fucking the riff from Roundabout by Yes.
Yeah. That's when you know you got yourself a cool punk rock guitar player when they fuck with.
Yeah, with Yes. It's not just that he's cool. It's that riff. I took the time to learn that some years ago. It's not easy. It's a hard riff. So like it's like that's one thing that I actually dislike about this band entirely is how much. He's just not playing. He's not doing anything remotely close to what he can do.
I mean, that's like Pat Smear's whole career, though, right?
I know, but why? He can do so much more.
He's there to like smile and be everyone's friend.
He's so cool. He seems so nice, but he's like really fucking. I mean, seriously, like that stands out amongst. All of this, like playing anything from Yes for any amount of time. It's like, yeah, what the fuck? Because you can kind of hear him do some leads and stuff, but guitar is mixed really low in this everything. And obviously it's punk, so they're not really accentuating anything kind of remotely proficient technically. But whatever. Okay, now onto the album. You said it's considered the first hardcore album.
Yes, would you say that's accurate?
I would say it's 100% accurate. Like hearing that this was 79, it is crazy. This has 81, 82 written all over it. Like I said, I've said in past episodes, it sounds like it's just 2 years. Big difference. You hear...
I think as a wine connoisseur with his hardcore punk, he can
indeed
sniff it out, notice particular notes.
Absolutely, unfortunate. So like 82 is Angry Samoans, Back from Samoa, speedy, fast, crazy. And then 1980 is what was 80 is fucking, I always use X because it's like rock and roll. It's like fast rock and roll. It's just very different stuff. And this is not exactly, I can say it's similar in essence to Damaged by Black Flag because it's so messy and it's so fast. It's not as fast and it's a little easier to make out than Damaged, but it has that like you can tell that the band knows what they're doing, at least a little bit. But it just there's so much Darby. There's so much Darby.
I think a good example is Land of Treason. Like, if you sit down and look at those lyrics, you're like, oh, that's like, it's like up there with like, not like as satirical, but like it's up there with like Dead Kennedys in terms of like, oh, he's actually talking about something and there's not a lot of repeating going on. Mm-hmm. And then you hear it and it's just mumbles.
That and see, he's not stupid. Maybe he's cognitively stupid. Maybe his bodily functions don't allow him to interpret what his mind is saying.
The lights are on and nobody's home.
I feel like the lights are, well, maybe. I feel like the lights are off, but someone's home. That's what it seems like.
Oh, okay. It's the opposite.
Yeah, like his body doesn't fucking work, but his mind is fine.
Yeah.
Okay. So there's this album. First of all, it's good. It's good. It holds up in a way. It holds up if you like punk and hardcore, it holds up in that way. But if you're at all bothered by really, really snarly, surly, and slurry, retarded vocals, you're probably not gonna. You probably can't handle more than a few songs. But this album has like an interesting, kind of cool mix of like super generic punk and then actually like well written progressions that I feel like. That's like Richie Dagger's Crime. Those are way better progressions and chords than I was ever expecting.
Yeah, I could see how a song like that influenced like the Minutemen. There's some interesting choices going on in that song.
Guitar wise too, really good.
Also, I thought it was interesting that people were like, it's either autobiographical or it's about Darby Crash's boyfriend, and we don't know which one.
Oh, he was bi, right? He just did whatever.
Yeah.
That brings a bell. Wait, which song was that?
Richie Dagger's Crime.
Oh, okay. What else? Another really interesting one. Where is it? Okay, it's not that interesting. It's just the closest thing to a ballad on here, I think, is the other newest one. It's like not, I don't know. It's not anything really that remarkable, but it's nice. It's nicely paced. I like it. It's cool. It's not a ballad. It's just kind of ballady, kind of slower, kind of more emotional.
Yeah, I think towards the end, I don't know. The songs get less memorable to me. I really do like We Must Bleed. It's like the most Black Flag song they have.
You know what? Let me refresh my memory on that one.
Just play it.
Yeah.
Like it.
Here we go.
I also think it's Pat Smear's favorite.
Oh, really?
Yeah. That is as regular punk as it gets. Like that. Yeah, it is textbook, but it's done really well. So that's why it stands out to me.
I think you gotta give it up for Manimal. That fucking Manimal's the shit.
I mean, he was a Manimal.
Dude, there's no better word. There's no better made up word to describe this dude
than a Manimal. And yeah, it's interesting. It sounds like it's going to start off like a standard hard rock song. And it's a great turns into a Germs song.
Yeah, but it's a really good intro. It's a really unexpected intro. And in this album has another version of Lexicon Devil. It's faster, tighter. I think it's actually a little bit less memorable than the original. It's not the version that's played everywhere. It's like
I like threw on what songs I liked on the playlist, and I'll let you pick from the like what are the best versions.
Oh, I mean, it's really up to your interpretation. Like
I mean, the playlist is gonna suck because it's all live. That's the only shit that's streaming.
Really?
It's live shit. Yeah.
I mean, because I had to go to YouTube for MIA. I didn't realize that it's only live shit streaming. That's insane. Yep. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Man, we're spoiled.
It's going to be a rough one to.
Sorry, folks. Didn't know that, but okay. Let's see.
And then, do you know they wrote a song about Mr. Billy Zoom?
Did they? Wait, Billy Zoom? Wait, yeah. The most understated, charming, talented, beautiful Billy Zoom of X.
Yes, Strange Notes is about him.
I love that song. I didn't even know that's about him.
Yeah.
Holy shit. Wait, so why? Is it like a wait, what? Why? Like, how is it about him?
It's just about him. Like, let me look up the lyrics right now.
Say, I love your eyes and your beautiful golden hair and the way you stand just sort of aloof away from the rest of the band because you don't need them.
Dang, that's pretty good. Off the top of your dome.
Is it close? I really do like Billy Zoom.
Yeah, like he says, face is marble. He keeps every thought in its place. Someone's always watching. Yeah, listen to the strange note, Marvel. Only give what it takes.
He does only give what it takes. That is Billy Zoom. I know him.
Yeah, that does sound like. So yeah, it does describe him.
Shit. Oh man, we need to do a loose ends for X. Like,
oh yeah, we need to get on that.
Yeah. How funny would it be if it's amazing and we didn't listen to it for our 2020?
Like, best of the list. That's why we're doing a loose end for 2020.
That's true. But anyway, let's see what else do I have here. I have a ton of fucking notes for this, honestly.
Those are like the main, and I guess like
there's
Communist.
And what?
Communist Size is like the most 80s punk song ever.
I'm not a fan. I think it's pretty weird. I think to put it at the beginning of the album like that is pretty whack.
And then I think it was on the EP, but man, Sexboy was fucking garbage.
Oh wait, no, we didn't talk about Sexboy in the Forming 7-inch. This is important. Important in quotes.
Important to Mike.
Yeah, it's more funny than important. You can literally hear a bottle breaking in Sexboy. It's live. It's one of the shittiest live recordings. It's up there with fucking Tour Spiel from the Minutemen or something, like where it was just unlistenable. It's that bad. You could hear Darby not singing into the mic because he never sang into the mic, and you hear it's basically fighting and glass breaking and stuff. So in that sense of like, oh, this is a real recording. This is like, you know, what's that fucking 10 Minutes Over Brussels or whatever from Suicide? This is like a real recording of a real thing that happened. Holy shit. But for enjoyment, God, no. So that's just my little 2 cents about that. But the last thing about the album I want to say is Shut Down. What the fuck? The song Shut Down.
Is that, I'll
give you a hint. It's a lot longer than 2 minutes.
Oh, it's almost like bluesy, right?
It's like almost 10 minutes too.
Yeah, it's
like a blues punk or some blues rock, blues punk.
Yeah, that song's pretty exhausting. And then I know like the MIA stuff's in like chronological order, but I almost wonder if it's like tempting to like shift these songs around.
No, I say 100%. You should not listen to this in chronological order. I think it's awful the way they ordered it, and obviously they did it because it's an anthology. They're doing it chronologically. It makes sense, at least with organization. But no, it's like starting the album out with Forming is bad, but also like. You kind of don't know when the album comes on. Like you get an idea like, oh, this one sounds kind of different. I'm assuming this is the album.
Yeah.
When it really should have started with the album. But yeah, Shut Down it's a live track, and it's what originally closed the album, GI, which by the way stands for Germs Incognito.
Yes, because like we talked about earlier, it's just such a ruckus. So that they would just tell promoters their band was called GI because you can't book the Germs.
Can't book the Germs. Too much slurring, too much slipping on shit, too much breaking things, too much passing out on stage. Can't book them. Now we're Germ. This is literally GI. It's literally Guy Incognito from The Simpsons. It's like it's literally that Germs Incognito. But originally, that's Shutdown. Originally was the last track, and it says it's live, but it sounds as good as the album. Like, that's really weird.
Yeah, if that's live, that's one of the best live sounding punk tracks ever recorded.
Ever. It's almost okay. So it's like I said, it's just a blues song essentially. I think it's fine. Is it way too long? Yes, but you hear Darby losing his mind, and that's actually pretty entertaining at a certain point. It's still way, way, way too long, but I don't know. It didn't bother me so much. What actually bothered me was Caught in My Eye, because they added that to the end of the album. I forgot which year. It was like a reissue, and they added that as like a bonus track. And that song drags on longer for me than Shutdown. It's how long is it? It was like 4 minutes or something. No, it's 3 minutes, and it feels longer to me than 9 minutes and 40 seconds. That's how much I don't like that fucking song.
Yeah, and then I'm assuming after that the songs sound better because they got some recognition.
Yeah, a little bit.
I like Throwaway. I think that's great, fun.
Yeah,
that got me like back into it after a few slogs. And then I realized the song Not Alright. There's a little horror punk rock movie called Green Room with Patrick Stewart and Anton Yelchin. And the band in there is called the Not Alrights. And I'm like,
that's quite a blatant nod. That's interesting.
Yeah, I just noticed that. So
the distinction with the tracks after the album ends on this compilation, because the last thing that was released, it was after Darby died. It's the What We Do Is Secret EP came out 81. It's not that on here. What it is I think 2 tracks from there, and then a series of songs from like soundtracks and like other compilations, because I think
it's so weird. I think recorded songs for like a Al Pacino movie called Cruisin'.
Yeah,
like,
I never heard of that movie.
Fuck?
Have you heard of that movie?
I mean, I'm gonna watch it now because it sounds wild.
I think the original What We Do Secret EP had like a lot of repeat songs, so they just, instead of putting all those again, they just put whatever compilation tracks that weren't released elsewhere on here. And I would say most of those are rough. I'm not a fan. Like the song Not Alright. I hate that song. Burn it, kill it, get it away. Like it's actually like 4.5 minutes or something. Like, oh man. Or it's 4 minutes. I'm exaggerating, but maybe it's not that bad, like honestly, but this compilation has like 30 songs or 29 songs. I think 30 songs. And this is not a band that is meant to be heard in an hour and 10 minute sitting. Like,
I guess like the closest comparison would be like not like the way they sound, but Minor Threat, in the sense that all the music they recorded fits on one CD. So why not?
Minor Threat's better. Sorry, but also I think it was shorter, and just better. Like it's not that these are bad or anything. Like just at a certain point, you just get tired of hearing a dude slurring on the mic.
You grow the fuck up.
Alex is a little bit angrier than I am.
No, I'm not. If it comes across, I'm not angry.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just like, I don't know, that like car crash, pun intended, appeal of the band kind of
Mm-hmm.
disappears towards the end here.
On this specific CD, I would say yes. If you listen to the album by itself, I think that's the way to go.
That's perfect. Yeah.
Perfect. Like it's 40 minutes tops, like under 40 minutes. Listen to GI. Yeah.
Yeah, the only song seeking out or to seek out after that is like Throw It Away.
I agree.
And then
actually on Round and Round, which I hate. I don't like that one at all. That one and Forming 2, the re-record Forming, you got some DJ Bone Break on drums from X. Once again,
snap.
Clearly they were friends with X. Shocking. They were literally from LA. Yeah. They're in the same scene. Obviously they're friends. And Forming 2, like it's a better produced, better performed version of Forming, and I like it less. I actually like the shittier version more. Like, DJ is an amazing drummer and he's doing well on there, but there's something about the trash can drums of the original that I find charming, that I personally like, that I would not say anyone else would like that much. I don't know.
I kind of skipped over it, but if you want to talk about trash can drums, Our Way, that some of the roughest sounding drums I've heard.
We are putting it on right now. This is Our Way. I don't think it sound that bad.
What's it? Maybe I got the track listing out of order because I was doing it on YouTube.
Oh. Did I write anything for this song?
What else is
actually, now that we had that song on, that's like another example. If you kind of listen closely, Pat is doing cool stuff on guitar. It's just mixed like shit. Like the guitar is like lower than everything else pretty much.
Yeah. God, I'm trying to figure out what song. There's one song where like the drums are really rough.
Sure, it wasn't Forming.
I have no fucking idea what. I have no idea what song I'm thinking of. Whatever.
This is what comes when we have to listen on YouTube.
Yeah, I will. I'll re-listen to this and inform people on the next episode.
Man, that's completely unrelated. By the way,
yeah, I'll just
the Germs
follow up.
Fuck it, yeah. Oh boy. Okay, what else? There isn't really much else. Like this is.
Yeah,
it's a good idea to make it a big compilation, and it's like in terms of archiving, it's like it's a no-brainer because you could literally easy
and bang for your buck.
Yeah, like in terms of just having everything on one CD, it's fine. In terms of actually listening to it, I would say this is not an easy listen. It's hard. This is not easy compilation to get through.
Before I started playing music, and I bought up Minor Threat because this album and this compilation and just felt like this wall of fucking screaming,
yeah,
I couldn't tell one song apart from the others at first, and it took some
that's so funny,
more than a few listens.
It's because with Minor Threat, man, I hear that as fucking Beethoven, dude. I hear that as beautiful art. I hear that, I'm like, I can go to sleep to this. This is amazing.
Yeah, but you grew up playing music.
Yeah.
To the us uncultured swine, it's just
there's something super cultured about fucking teenagers screaming in a garage. So cultured.
But yeah, they would break up, and then he would attempt to get them back together just so he could buy drugs to OD, but Pat Smear thought it was a joke because he said it so much.
Wait, what do you mean? He said, to OD. You thought that was a joke. Okay.
And then they would get back together for December 3rd, 1980, which
I thought that was a spin-off band that Darby.
No, that's officially the Germs. There's it's recorded.
Oh,
that's one of the few streaming ones.
Okay.
And then he would commit suicide a few days after that show on the 7th, which kind of funny was just overshadowed because John Lennon was murdered the following day.
That's right. The following day, the biggest musician in the world just completely dwarfed this mumbling mess. Oh, that's crazy. So in between that time, I think I remember reading he formed like a spin-off band with like whoever. And I just remember a quote from Pat Smear saying, it was like the Germs, but with less talented musicians. And thinking like, that's the funniest fucking thing. Like, of course, anything Darby Crash is a part of is going to sound like the Germs because he's just mumbling over a microphone. That makes me laugh. But I think, so it was what, heroin overdose, intentional overdose, suicide?
Yeah, it's supposed to be a double OD suicide thing, but the I think it was his friend. She ended up surviving through it. She's just like, he like purposefully, like both of us was not like, and I guess if he lived, it would have been considered a murder because he like dosed them both up.
Wait, so did she know about it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So, okay.
Yeah, she just happened to survive.
Okay.
She like also wanted to die, but ended up living. Jesus
Christ! I think he left one of the briefest suicide notes ever to like one of the some bandmate from like the spin-off band or something.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's a. Go ahead.
And then they all seem to like continue working in music. Most of them. Most notably, Pat Smear with Nirvana, and then the Foo Fighters.
Did all right. He did all right.
Also, I feel like I went way too long in my life without realizing he had like a dirty nickname.
You didn't realize that?
I found
that Pat Smear was like Pap Smear.
And then I heard about Pat Smear before I heard about Pap Smear.
Me too. And you know what? You know how I knew it was dirty? Because I heard his name since I was fucking 4 years old, and I would say it because I hear the names of the members of the music I'm listening to. My mom would get mad whenever I would say it. I'm like, it's the guy's name. Why are you getting mad? And she wouldn't tell me. It wasn't until like fucking like 12. I was like, oh, that's a thing. Okay, all right. Suddenly. 10 years later.
Also, she should have just been like, that's not his fucking name. He clearly made it up. No one is actually named
Pat Smear. Patrick. My name is Sir Patrick Smear. All right. It's fucking awesome.
And then, we fast forward to 2007, where a pretty forgettable movie was made.
What We Do Is Secret.
About the Germs. I saw it. It's okay. But it led to us getting actor Shane West doing Darby Crash cosplay.
Yeah.
And reunited with the Germs. And purists said, no. This rom-com dude cannot. And I was one of those dudes.
Wait, who said that?
But a lot of people.
Oh, okay.
Like, this isn't the Germs.
No, I remember when this happened too. Yeah.
Yeah. It was like this dude was like in a walk to remember or something. It's like the opposite.
Yeah, that's right.
And a lot of people being against it. But looking at a few shitty cell phone clips on YouTube, I can already say this is the ultimate best sounding version of the Germs with Shane West.
By all accounts, he nailed it. Like by all accounts, like he was
he sounds way better.
Mm-hmm.
The band is older, so they're more proficient at their instruments.
Sure
like this was the version of the Germs to see.
Yeah,
I think.
Like apparently, according to everyone, it was like the best impersonation of Darby, and just even his manners. Like he was like he nailed the entire. Well, not just the role, but even like when performing with him. And I remember when they're touring around like that because. I had a bunch of friends who liked punk and stuff. And again, I wasn't like huge on the Germs, but they were. So they would go see them. They would always talk about it and be like, I don't know this fucking actor guy. I don't know. And then they would be like, it was pretty cool. It was pretty good. I was like, all right.
See, if I knew what a mess Darby was, I probably like if I could go back in time, I would tell myself, go watch the Shane West Germs.
At least for the novelty of it and stuff. And seeing Pat Smear playing these old songs again, that's pretty cool.
Yeah. And then that this kind of, I think the last show they did was like 2013. And then 2 years ago, 2019, Lorna Doom died.
Oh, shit, she died? I didn't know that.
I don't know what she died of.
I'm going to look that up right now. Jesus Christ.
Please do.
That's bummed me out. I didn't know they were that old.
Pretty fucking old.
They really are. She was only 61. That's not that old.
No. Probably some health issues or.
Yeah, breast cancer. Jesus Christ. Well, no other reunion, I guess. Although that's fine.
I mean, what else are they gonna do? That was like
that's as good as that's all we needed.
Yeah, that's
really
as good as you're gonna get.
But yeah, interesting band. I'm glad I got to like really dissect this album because I really never did. I don't know why I didn't. I think knowing my dumbass and my like teenagers are so obsessed with like, no, I don't want to listen to what everybody else likes. And but at that point, after I'd already got into punk, everyone was like, they had either Circle Jerks, the fucking GBH, and like the the Casualties. I was like, okay, I'm not listening to any of those. Go fuck yourself. Like I'm not like I'll do anything but those because that's all I saw.
Interesting.
I eventually listened to GBH. I'm not a huge fan. I hate the Casualties. And Germs, fine with them. I'm fine with them. Yeah. I can definitely see how they caused the whole scene. Definitely see it.
An okay band.
Good band for the time. Okay band in 2021, I would say.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, that's a good summary.
All right. So that brings us to we made about an hour, a little under, but
if we're talking about hardcore punk, I know you're gonna carry it. I know you're gonna carry it and
milk it, dude.
Home run.
Say all the same stories I've already said before. But thank you so much for listening and watching. If you would like to, please leave comments, thumbs up, subscribe on youtube.com/everyalbumever, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, leave 5-star ratings, reviews. That really helps us a lot. I hear people keep saying that helps a lot. Please help us. You follow me.
True.
Yes. Follow me on Instagram at Pope Jesse Ventura and Alex
at Mother Puncture.
If you want to stay up to date with all things regarding the show, regarding my Twitch channel, regarding my music, I just posted a music clip today. It was super dramatic with piano and violin. I don't know why I wrote that stupid fucking thing, but it was just, sometimes you just feel blue and you want to write a super dramatic thing. That's what I put.
Sometimes you just want to listen to Eiffel 65's Blue and then play piano.
Who the fuck is that?
I'll send it to you. Those who know awful electronic pop music.
Oh, God, I'm going to cry listening to that tonight.
Okay, I'm scared to do this, but like it's like I'm blue, ba ba dee ba ba da ba 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 dee da. It's like
okay, I probably heard that. That sounds yeah. God damn it! At least hanging out with the people that we hang out with, I know I fucking heard it. What was I doing? Some sort of plugs.
Some sort of plugs.
Instagram, Spotify playlist on the Germs. It's not going to actually. I would say don't even. It's going to be there, but there's not a whole lot streaming.
Just
that
YouTube it.
YouTube it. There's more. Email everyalbumever@gmail.com. Before that, everyalbumever@gmail.com. If you want to suggest artists, if you want to jump the line and get first dibs on artists for us to cover earlier, patreon.com/everyalbumever. Tier 2 lets you jump the line. We have 3 actually. We have 3 Patreon requested episodes coming up at some point within the next few weeks. But if you just want to send a regular request, email. Patreon also offers bonus episodes, early access to the Loose End series a month in advance, 20% off all merch. You get to see who we're covering in advance, blah, blah, blah. Good stuff. Okay. I'm assuming you're going to throw the last song at me.
Yes, I am, because I'm a gentleman.
Okay. If that's you are
Mr. Hardcore punk rock. It's only
I'm tied between two. No God or Richie Dagger's Crime.
I would go Richie.
Okay, that's what we're doing. So thank you so much for listening, everybody. See ya.